Hello, everyone. Welcome to our multi-webinar series, where we are exploring the latest developments in the world of cybersecurity. In today's session, we will delve into the top 10 cyber incidents that occur in the past month and discuss their impact on organizations and individuals alike. As technology continues to evolve and become more sophisticated, so do the threats we face online. It's essential to stay informed and aware of the latest cybersecurity risks and trends to protect ourselves and our business from potential harm. We will analyze each incident, discuss its implications, and provide practical advice on how to safeguard against similar threats. Whether you're a cybersecurity professional, business owner, or simply someone interested in staying up to date with the latest trends, this webinar is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the world of cybersecurity together. We will start with the first cyber incident. FBI has issued a warning against using public phone charging stations due to the risk of juice jacking. Juice jacking is a type of cyber attack where hackers use these stations to steal personal information or install malware on users' devices. The risk is particularly high at transportation hubs such as airports, train stations, where public charging stations are prevalent. Juice jacking occurs when an attacker modifies a public charging station or connects a device to the station to compromise the connected smartphones and tablets. Once connected, the attacker can access personal data, including passwords, contact lists, and financial information, or installed, yes, it's called juice jacking, or install malware that can further exploit the device. To protect against the juice jacking, the FBI recommends carrying a personal charger or investing in portable power banks. Alternatively, using power-only USB cable that don't transfer data can also help reduce the risk. Additionally, users should avoid charging their devices in public spaces and be cautious about using public charging stations, especially at the transportation hubs. The FBI also advises smartphone and tablet users to keep their devices software up to date and install security software to prevent malware infections. The other incident it happened in the May was the 3 Samsung employees reportedly leaked sensitive data to the ChatGPT. As you know, ChatGPT is very popular and almost everybody is using it. So there are some security risks using the ChatGPT, especially for the organizations. 3 Samsung employees have been accused of leaking sensitive company information to OpenAI's ChatGPT. The leaked information allegedly included the trade secrets and the other confidential data. The accused employees have been arrested and are currently under investigation. Samsung has not provided specific details about the leaked data, but has expressed concern over the potential impact on its business and reputation. So what are the key points about this incident? The OpenAI's ChatGPT is a widely used AI language model, as you know, based on the ChatGPT 4 architecture. It is designed to generate human-like text based on given inputs. ChatGPT has previously been embroiled in controversies surrounding its potential use for disinformation and malicious purposes. About the leaked data, it's not clear what specific data was leaked by the Samsung employees, but it is believed to include sensitive trade secrets and other confidential company information. And as I mentioned, the 3 accused employees have been arrested and are currently under investigation by authorities. The motive behind the leak and the extent of the damage caused to the Samsung is yet to be determined. And what is the Samsung response about it? The company has not provided specific details about the leak data, but expressed concerns over the potential impact on its business and reputation. Samsung has also reported launch an internal investigation to assess the extent of the leak and to prevent any further breaches of confidentiality. So the incident highlights the risk associated with the misuse of AI technology, particularly when combined with the unauthorized access to sensitive information. As AI continues to advance, there is a growing need for improved security measurement and ethical guidelines to prevent misuse and protect intellectual property. One other incident, how about using Portapole instead of pluggers for socket? Tobias, I don't know what this Portapole is, but if it is a cable data blocker, yes, USB data blocker. I mentioned about it already. You can use a data blocker as well. Also, some charging cables, some features, just charging, not blocking the data transferring. So you can use that cables, or you can use the USB for data blocking. I use it all the time. So other incident I like to mention is the red line stealer. And cyber criminals are using the new tactic to spread the red line stealer malware, hiding it behind popular platforms such as ChatGPT, Google, Bard, and Facebook ads. They are employing malicious advertising campaigns, leveraging these trusted platforms to target victims more effectively. And the malware is capable of stealing sensitive information such as passwords, credit card information, and browser data. Security researchers urge users to organize to take precautionary measures and update their security infrastructure to combat the threat. So here are the key points about this incident. The attackers used the malicious ads to distribute the red line stealer malware. They designed these ads to appear legitimate and display them on the trusted platforms such as ChatGPT, Google Bard, and Facebook ads, making it difficult for users to identify them as a threat. The malware is designed to harvest sensitive information from the victim's device. As I mentioned, that sensitive information includes passwords, credit card details, and browser data. It has ability to bypass common antivirus and security solutions, which makes the stealer malware much more dangerous. The attackers rely on the social engineering techniques to manipulate the victims into clicking on malicious ads. By leveraging the trust users have in popular platforms, the attackers can effectively reach a large number of potential victims. Also, security researchers recommend that users and organizations take a multi-layered approach to security, including regularly updating security infrastructure and educating users about the potential threats, especially for the phishing attacks. Sorry. In addition, they suggest the use of ad blockers. Ad blockers are important, which can prevent malicious ads from being displayed on the user devices. The use of well-known platforms to spread malware poses a significant challenge for the platforms themselves. As cyber criminals continue to adapt their tactics, it becomes increasingly important for these platforms to invest in robust security measures and educate users for potential risks again. So we are expecting ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Google and Facebook to be much more careful about this malicious activities to prevent it. One other thing is there was a YouTube phishing scam. It looks like it's come from the officially from YouTube, which is a new sophisticated phishing scam has surfaced, targeting YouTube creators and exploiting an authentic looking email addresses to device victims. We have discovered that the attackers used the specifically crafted email addresses that appears to come from YouTube's official support team. The email contains a malicious link that, once clicked, directs users to the phishing website designed to steal their login credentials. The scam began with the victims receiving an email claiming to be from the YouTube support, and the email appears authenticated and informs the recipient that their channel has been flagged for a policy violation. It warns that if the recipient does not take action within 48 hours, their channel will be permanently suspended. To resolve the issue, the email prompts the recipient to click a review and resolve button in the email, in the phishing email, which leads to the phishing site. The phishing site is designed to look like a YouTube's official login page, making it even more challenging for users to identify the scam. Once the victim enters their login credentials on the phishing site, the information is sent to the attacker, granting them unauthorized access to the victim's YouTube channel. We advise to YouTube creators to stay vigilant and verify and suspicious email authenticity before clicking on any links or providing personal information. Users also need to enable two-factor authentication on their YouTube accounts to add an extra layer of security. The phishing scam has not yet been addressed by the YouTube, but it is essential for creators to be aware of the threat and take necessary precautions to protect their channels and personal information. OBS wrote something. We will see tons of violations with the ChatGPT and data leaks over the next few years. And majority of employees have no idea what they are playing with. They're just using it as if easy, funny, a look of work for us in cybersecurity lawyers after our retirements. Good comment, Tobias. Yes, I agree with you. So another instance, as you know, traditionally attackers use compromised devices like IoT devices, servers, and computers to create botnets that can be used to launch DDoS attacks. However, attackers have now started using virtual private servers, VPS, to launch more effective botnet attacks. Attackers can use VPS to create multiple virtual machines, which can then be used to create a larger botnet that is more difficult to detect and mitigate. This is because VPS providers typically have larger bandwidths and high processing power than the typical IoT devices or computers, making them more capable of launching large-scale attacks. The attackers can use VPS to create geographically diverse botnets. This is because VPS providers typically offer servers in multiple locations worldwide. Also, attackers can use this feature to create botnets with distributed geographic footprint, making it more difficult for mitigation providers to block all traffic from the botnets. The importance of business and organizations taking proactive measures to protect their networks from the DDoS attacks. This includes implementing firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and regularly patching vulnerabilities in their networks. Additionally, what we can suggest is organizations should consider using DDoS mitigation services, such as Cloudflare, which can help to detect and block DDoS attacks before they cause damages. So you maybe heard about the Google Authenticators security risks, which is a big news for us because most of us using Google Authenticator for two-factor authentication, and the security risks with the Google Authentication was such a surprise for us. The Google Authenticator, which provides two-factor authentication, as you know, to secure the user accounts, has recently come under scrutiny for potential security risks arising from its synchronization feature. While the feature aims to make it easier for users to synchronize their two-factor authentication codes across the devices, security experts warn that this could expose users to potential threats. In particular, the app's reliance on Google Drive for backup could be problematic, as any security breach in the user's Google account could lead to unauthorized access to two-factor authentication. So the key points from this incident are the security process that requires user to verify they identify to using second methods, like a one-time password. That's what Google Authenticator do. And in addition to their regular passwords, the app recently introduced a synchronization feature, allowing users to synchronize their two-factor authentication across the multiple devices to simplify the authentication process. But this feature is designed to make it easier for users to access their accounts if they lose or replace their primary device. However, security experts have raised concerns about the synchronization feature, as it could expose users to potential threats. By synchronizing two-factor authentication codes across the devices, it becomes easier for hackers to access users' accounts if they can breach just one device. The Google Authenticator app relies on the Google Drive to store and synchronize two-factor authentication codes. This depends on the Google Drive creators and additional security risks, as any breach of the user's Google account could lead to unauthorized access to their two-factor authentication codes. The security experts recommend users to protect their Google accounts with strong, unique passwords and enable two-factor authentication for their accounts. Additionally, they advise users to consider alternatively authenticate apps that do not rely on cloud-based synchronizing to reduce the risk of unauthorized access to two-factor authentication codes. So whatever you use, any account or software that need to require the login, we have to use the two-factor authentication, no matter what. It is a for sure. So maybe some of you, to take the more precautions, use the keys like YubiKey. YubiKey is a some sort of hardware with the software. Using the NFC, you can log in to your account with the two-factor authentication. So if you use the YubiKey, even if your two-factor authentication codes are stolen by the hackers, still YubiKey can protect you. So since the hackers are developing new techniques, we have to also take more precautions to protect our accounts. So we always suggest people to use the two-factor authentication, but nowadays some hacker groups, they can bypass the two-factor authentication. So if you want to take this seriously, maybe you can use the hardware as a two-factor authentication like YubiKey. So there's one new malware, Zaraza bot. I like to mention about it. The malware is named Zaraza bot, uses the messaging app Telegram. Telegram is also very popular. Recently, I wrote a Medium blog. As you know, most of the hackers are moving from the dark web to the Telegram or Discord. In my recent blog, I compare Discord and Telegram, which used by the cyber criminals, replacing dark web with this messaging softwares, because to be honest, to access the dark web, you need some sort of technical knowledge, like you need to install the Tor browser, you need to know which specific site you want to go. But for Telegram and Discord, you don't need to know anything. You just can join the hacker groups by the invitation. So most of the hacker groups or APT groups, they are moving to the Discord and Telegram. That's why Telegram and Discord are very popular in the cybersecurity world. And this Zaraza bot uses the messaging app Telegram for command and control operations. The malware is primarily spread through the phishing emails and has been observed targeting organizations in Eastern Europe. Once the malware infects a system, it establishes communication with a Telegram channel controlled by the attackers. The channel serves as a command and control server for the malware, allowing the attackers to issue commands and exfiltrate the data from the infected system. Zaraza bot has several capabilities, including the ability to steal sensitive data, take screenshots, and record audio from the infected device, and it can also download and execute additional malicious payloads on the infected system. Using Telegram as a command and control channel offers several advantages to the attackers. As you know, Telegram provides end-to-end point encryption, which makes it difficult for security researchers to monitor the communication between the malware and the command control server. Additionally, Telegram is a popular messaging app in the many countries, which makes it easy for attackers to blend in and avoid detection. Several steps that organizations can take to protect themselves against the Zaraza bot and other similar malware. This includes implementing multi-factor authentication, again, and regularly updating softwares and security systems, and again educating employees for the cybersecurity awareness and how to spot and avoid phishing emails. So if you want to know more about the Discord and the Telegram channels used by the cyber criminals, you can take a look my Medium blog posts after the webinar. There's also another malware I need you to know about, because this malware targets the Android devices. Most of the people use Android devices. That's why it's important, I believe. It's Goldoson. A new Android malware, Goldoson, has been discovered in multiple applications on the Google Play Store, with these apps collectively having over 100 million downloads so far. Security researchers from Kaspersky have identified Goldoson as a Trojan that can grant hackers access to user devices, enabling them to steal personal and financial information. Goldoson can also sign victims up for premium subscription services without their knowledge and or their consent, leading to unexpected financial charges. Google has since removed the identified applications from the Play Store, but users are advised to uninstall any infected apps and monitor their financial statements for unauthorized charges. So here are the key points for this incident. As I said, security researchers from Kaspersky identified this malware, and they found this malware from the multiple applications on the Play Google Store, and these applications in total downloaded by 100 million times. It is a Trojan that can grant hackers access to user devices, enabling them to steal personal and financial information. The malware can also sign victims up for premium subscriptions, as I said, without their knowledge and consent, that led them to unexpected financial charges. Google say they removed the applications from the Play Store, but users are advised to uninstall any infected apps and monitor their financial statements. Again, the discovery of Goldoson highlights the importance of users remaining vigilant and cautious when downloading apps, even from trusted sources like Google Play Store. I don't believe Google Play Store is a trusted source, since there's too many instances like this. And as you can see, the applications are downloaded 100 million times. This is a huge number. And interestingly, another thing I want to draw your attention is this malware is detected by the Kaspersky researchers, not Google, not by Google. So if Kaspersky didn't realize this malware, the number is, of course, would be much more higher than 100 million times. So I personally, I don't believe Google Play Store is a trusted source. But anyway, even if it's a trusted source, when you download an application, you need to be careful. Users are encouraged to only download apps from the reputable developers, read the app reviews, and check the app's permissions before installation to prevent falling victims to malware attacks. Let me see, hardware keys. Tobias had a comment about that. Question, isn't Signal is a well-sold infiltrated by cyber, which means we cannot be 100%. Sorry, let me read the question. Isn't a Signal as well slowly infiltrated by cyber as Telegram, which means we cannot be 100% sure who is on the other side, but of course zero trust approach is helping. Yes, no, Signal is not popular as Discord and Telegram for cyber criminals, Tobias. The most preferred instant messaging softwares, let's say, Discord and Telegram by the cyber criminals. Telegrams is, there are hundreds of, like, even if when there's a war between Russia and Ukraine, both sides you start to use the Telegram to do the propaganda, and also they created channels in Telegram to give the information about the cyber war between Russia and Ukraine. So based on my experiences, I can say Telegram is far away as a preferred platform for the cyber criminals. After Telegram, Discord is second, is preferred by the cyber criminals. There are some advantages and disadvantages using the Telegram and Discord. I try to write them down in my blog. What are the advantages and disadvantages? I try to compare Discord and Telegram, why they try to use these platforms. So you can find more details in there. So other news I want to bring your attention is, as you know, Lockbit is most of the time their primary target was Windows systems before, but right now Lockbit is now targeting the Mac OS devices, and the ransomware group is and how it works about this targeting Mac. I want to talk about a little bit about this, because Lockbit is, as you know, from the ransomware groups, Lockbit is always top of the game. They always changing the rules of the games. They're like most of the other ransomware groups, they try to copy Lockbit because they do whatever they do very good as a ransomware group. So recently they changed their strategy. They, as I said, they primarily targeting the Windows systems, but right now they are targeting the Mac OS devices. So Lockbit, the new version of the Lockbit has been discovered that is specifically designed to target Mac OS. This is significant because the Mac OS has traditionally been less vulnerable to the malware than Windows. However, as more people use Macs, right now cyber criminals also are increasingly targeting the systems. The ransomware is typically spread through phishing emails and malicious websites. Once it infects a system, it encrypts all the files on the computer, rendering them unusable. The cyber criminals then demand payment in exchange for decryption key. This is a regular ransomware operation, as you know. They lock your computer with encryption, and if you want your files back, you have to pay for the decryption key. So Mac OS has traditionally been less vulnerable to the malware than Windows because of its closed operating system. However, cyber criminals become more sophisticated. They are finding ways to bypass these security measures, while the risk of Mac OS ransomware is still relatively low when you compare the Windows, but it is still at risk that should not be ignored. It is important to take steps to protect against ransomware, including keeping software up to date, using antivirus software, and also backup is very important, as you know, because if you don't have backup, then when your files are encrypted and locked, there is no way you can get them back. Even if you make a payment, most of the time you cannot get your files back. So it is very important for ransomware attacks to back up your files regularly. While the risk of ransomware may never be completely eliminated, taking these steps, as I said, backup, keeping softwares up to date, and using antivirus can significantly reduce the risk of attacks. Of course, you always have to use the two-factor authentication for your accounts. So I believe this is my last slide. With the ChatGPT, as you know, most of the organizations start to use the AI. A couple weeks ago, I also did another webinar about how ChatGPT can be used for security professionals, especially CISOs, how they can use it. So most of the people try to use artificial intelligence or generative AI to use for their organizations or for their daily operations. For this purpose, Google also developed a new security feature with the generative AI. The Google Cloud has announced the release of the new generative artificial intelligence tool for language learning models, shortly called LLMS. And the new AI technology, which aims to revolutionize natural language processing and machine learning, has been integrated with the Google Cloud Translation API to provide customers with a more advanced security systems. The generative AI is designed to process languages by employing the complex understanding of linguistic structure and patterns. This enables to produce more accurate performance across the multiple languages. The technology has been developed by the Google Cloud AI research team, which has been working on improving the efficiency and the accuracy machine learning in language-related tasks. And also, the new AI tool has the potential to make significant achievements in the industry that rely heavily on languages understanding and translation. This developments also can help the customer support, e-commerce, and social media platforms. Also, by enhancing machine learning capabilities, business can be better understanding and engage with their customers. And this platform also can be used again for the for security purposes. The Google called the one they developed specifically for the security SecPalm. They name it. This AI again using the NLP technologies for better results and for more accurate translations and deeper understanding of linguistic structure. This technology also can make significant impact on various industries and applications. So in near future, we are going to see more developments in AI, especially for the security part. I believe, yeah, the Microsoft working on the Copilot. Maybe you heard about it. Copilot is very important tool developed by the Microsoft for the security. It can be integrated by the cyber threat intelligence and the CM for the organizations. I didn't get a chance to try the Copilot yet. I don't know if it's available or not so far, but I definitely want to try Copilot by the Microsoft. And of course, when this SecPalm is available, I want to try SecPalm as well and share my experience with you. So in the near future, I believe we are going to see more AI developed security tools and features because most of the organizations are working on that. But it is important to see how their performance is. Just developing new tools are not enough. We want to see, as a security professionals, we want to see them in the real battle, let's say, if they can perform good or not. So I'm thrilled to announce that the launch of our brand new Discord server for the CTI Cyber Threat Intelligence community. The server is designed to bring together CTI analysts, researchers, and authenticists from around the world to share knowledge, insights, and the best practices. Here you can connect with like-minded professionals, engage in discussions, ask questions, and stay up to date with the latest news and developments in the CTI space. Our aim to create a vibrant and inclusive community where members can collaborate and learn from each other. And we invite you to join us on this exciting journey. So whether you're a seasoned CTI professional or just starting in the field, come and be part of our Discord community and take your CTI expertise to the next level.